Okay, so this website is the one that I would recommend if you are looking for mockups and you can't find one or you just don't want to create it yourself. They have pretty much everything that you can think of. So which item do you guys want to make today? Something for graduation, because then we're going to use this item that we make today and we're going to build a flyer from it when I do the live on Friday. So I'm going to make an event for Friday and I'm going to show you guys how I made the flyer that I made. So what y'all want to make? Oh, wait, let me check the chat. I want to know how to do the invites. Okay, I'm gonna do another live on that one. I got a lot of, exactly. Hey, y'all, the Snow Shack, yes. Did y'all already do the all over shirts? No, because we wanted to do a mock-up one instead of like the design template for it because they want to use it for the flyer. So like right there, there's the fan. We can do a shirt. They have a shirt right here. I'm trying to see which ones I don't already have, so I don't buy one I already have. So what y'all trying to do? What y'all trying to do? Can we do shirts or mask mock-ups? We can do a mask one. So I'm gonna go, if we do a mask, I'm gonna go get the mask from Silky because he has them for free. And that's the same exact one that I used on mine, is the Silky mask. So let me see, I'm gonna grab, see what else is on here real quick. I'm trying to think what else I have on my graduation list. I have Silky mask, but I don't know how to put it on the flyer. Oh, okay, so let's do that. Let me grab that one. Do the lanyard. Which one? The keychain one, Joss? I didn't have a lanyard on my flyer. Where? Let me see. Did I already pass it? Let me go back. It must have been on the other page. Oh, this one right here? Is this one you talking about? Yeah, all right. All right, so I'm gonna buy this one. Y'all got these? Because I mean, we make a flyer with it, you know, you gotta make sure you have it. All right, let me go ahead on and check out. I'm gonna buy it because y'all said do the lanyard. And then we'll do the mask. And I'll see if I can find, I don't think I have the shirt template on this computer. This is Eric's computer. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead on and buy this file. All right. See, this one I need to be at the house so I can have double screens. I can see everything. All right, then I'm gonna go to my downloads, download this file. It's still loading. All right, let's refresh. And if y'all have questions or anything, you can type them in the chat, but it might be easier to just turn your mic on and ask the question because I might not see the chat right away. All right, so here we go. We have a zip file. There's a Photoshop lanyard zip file. There's the elements of the lanyard file, and then there's the PNG for the lanyard. So I'm gonna open up the download the Photoshop one and open it in Affinity. So it is a zip file, so I'm gonna extract it. And now when I open it, it should open up in Affinity for me. All right, there we go. Can y'all see my Affinity screen? Let me minimize this out the way.
I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's our lanyard. And when you come over here to your layers panel, all right, I'm gonna try something really quick. Y'all let me know. Hold on. Okay. All right. Whoops. Okay, so over here in the layers panel, they give you all of the areas of your lanyard. So I did something to that. Here comes Regina. So we have the little clip down here. So if I turn the clip off, that's going to go away. We have the fabric shading. That's just making it look like it has a little shadow. So it actually looks like it's a real lanyard. If you turn it off, you see how it kind of looks flat. So they've already did all of these elements for you. So that one you don't have to touch. Here, there's image area part 1, image area part 2, and then image area part 3. So that means you're gonna have to drop your design into all 3 of those areas. Now, this is a mock-up. So when I drop my design into here, I'm not gonna be able to print this out and use it as my print file. Basically what you would do if this lanyard was stretched out, it would be a rectangle and you would just need to measure it and get your measurements for it that way. But this is just for mock-up purposes. So that's what those files are. So when you go to this Etsy shop, that's what you're purchasing. You're purchasing a mock-up file. You're not purchasing a template that you can use to print out your design with. You're just purchasing it if you want to share it without, you know, having to make the real item. So please keep that in mind before you go buy like 20 of them. And then you're like, I can't even print the file out to put it on my item because that's not what it was made for. So let's go grab a design. I'm just going to do a background. Let's do a bling wallpaper. And then I learned a trick in another group. I don't know if you guys are in Nexus, but the guy, he was looking on Photoshop. So when he started searching, we're going to go to images. And then of course, you always want to find that high quality image. So when you go to tools, click on size and then find large. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a higher quality image than if you don't pick that. So let's see what, I'm kind of feeling this right here in a weird type of way. Let's get this one. Maybe. I always do this. Like, I'm always like, oh, let's just go with this. It's for fake. But then I got to get all technical with it. Let's keep searching. So you see how I clicked on something else? Like, so I changed my searches now, glitter wallpaper. So I need to go back to tools. I need to go back to size and I need to change it again because it took me on a new search. So let's grab this one because I'm gonna show you some stuff to do with this one. So you can right click and save the image if you want to save it to your computer, or you can just do copy image and then come over here and right click to paste it. Okay, so that image came in, it covered up the whole lanyard, which is what we wanted it to do. I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit. Okay, and if I wanted to see, I can drop this down to the back so I can see exactly where it is. It's covering up pretty much that whole lanyard. Okay, so if I drop this into one of my areas, it's going to go into that one spot just like that. And that's it. So I'm going to control Z as in zebra to undo that. So because I have 3 image areas, I need to drop in 3 different pictures. And so that it looks like this right here, I'm going to make a copy of this image in the back. So I'm going to right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate again. So now this image, instead of me moving it around, it's going to line up perfect because I have all 3 images in the same spot. So I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to drop it into area 1. I'm gonna take the second one, drop it into area 2, and I'm gonna take the third one and drop it into area 3. Okay. So now my image is dropped into it the way that I want it. Now, if you planned on adding a name to this, let me get my text tool over here. And let's just put, let's go with grad and then 20. Oops, hold on. 2022, okay. Something in the chat. Hey, Jess. So I'm just gonna center this. Let's go ahead on and stretch it out a little bit. Let's pick a different font, something that might look a little better. There we go. Something nice and bold that's gonna stand out. All right, so now I'm gonna position it on here. Now, of course, this black is not gonna work, so let's go ahead and change it to white so we can see it. Let's rotate it so that way it looks like it's supposed to be on our lanyard like that. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider. Whoops. Okay. Now, if you want to add some effects to it, you can also do that. Just remember, whatever you do to it on the mockup, make sure you replicate that when you make your actual template. So let's just add a little bit of a stroke to it so we can actually see it. So I'm going to grab this dark red color. Not too dark, but a little dark. Oh, I grabbed too dark. Let me grab that again. Let's go right there. That's all right. So fill that in. I'm going to go to my stroke layer. You can increase it with this slider here, or you can actually type in a number. So I'm going to just type in 2. And then I want the alignment. Right now is going to the center. That's why it's cutting off part of the white. I want it to go to the back or to the outside. So we're going to do that there. And then I'm going to draw the stroke behind the letters. So I'm going to drop it to the back. And there we go. Okay. So that's pretty much done. So if I wanted to take this, I can just leave it right here on this whole little, they already gave me a nice little background for it to be on. If you want to change the color of that background, you want to make it blue. Whoops. We're going to click on the background, go to effects, and then just do a color overlay. Now you got a black background. If you want to change the color of it, now you just play with the wheel and change the color of the background. Okay, but I'm going to leave it the color that it was. So I'm going to take off the overlay. If you want to put a gradient overlay, you want to get a little fancy with it, and then kind of play with the colors there. There you go. You put a little gradient. Let's slide it a little bit so it's a little bit more white showing. And then you just kind of play with the background to make it work how you want it to work. Okay. So there's our first item. Let me turn off, I want to turn off the, I'm going to click black on the layer, click on the effects, and turn off the gradient layer because the little background they have is fine for me. Okay, now let's go grab the Silky Socks template. I already have his templates all saved on my drive, so
I have a quick question.
go for it.
So is that pinkish color on both sides of the lanyard, or is it just on the outside?
So that would be up to you. So
Okay.
if you were to print the actual lanyard, I would print, it would just be probably on the outside.
Okay.
Unless if you buy your lanyard, because you can buy this little clip piece, depending on where you get it from, this basically just snaps on there when you get the actual lanyards. So, and this is just basically some ribbon. So if you decided before you put it together, if you bought your pieces separate, you can sub the inside and the outside.
Okay.
But most of the time they usually come, a lot of them come with this already on here and they just sub the outside.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's go grab the mask template, face mask, mock-ups. And then I usually do the hexagon with the point down. Let's see, hexagon face mask, mock-up, PSD, hexagon face mask, pointy side down with colors. Here it is. So I'm gonna download that one. Yeah, it's downloaded anyways. And then I'm gonna open this one in Affinity when it's done downloading. All right, so now this one over here, if you look and see, I'm waiting for that one to download. It says Photoshop lanyard PSD, and then it says modified. That means I made changes to my file since I first opened it. When I save this, I'm gonna save it as a copy because I want my original. That way I don't have to go back to Etsy and download the original again. So I'm gonna go to File, Save As. We'll just say this is Jayla's. Whoops, let me take out cap locks. So I would have a whole folder that said like Jayla grad, then I would put Jayla, then I put lanyard. If I could spell, Jesus. Let's see. I'm gonna just save it like I really would. So in my designs folder, so for each, you can do a set for each client, or you can just make yourself a grad 2022 folder. So let's just say Jayla grad. And then since I named the folder after her, I'm just gonna put this as the lanyard. So when I go back, and normally I would save this for all of my templates. I wouldn't save a mock-up for each individual person, but just my templates. And I'm gonna save it in there. Now it changed the name of my file here. So if I open this one back, it's gonna give me this design in there. If I open the original, it's gonna be white. I can start from scratch, do a whole new background. So let me grab my file, the image. I'm gonna grab a copy of it because now I wanna go put it over here on this file and I don't wanna find it again online. Okay. So here's the Silky Socks design or mask template. And he basically just has all the different string colors. That's what all of these different panels are. So if you click them on and off, the string color is going to change. And the string color corresponds to the back side of the mask. This blue on the front is normally the white. So this is where we would normally sub, but of course you couldn't see the white, so he made it blue. So that's what all of these are. He threw in a shadow so he can make it look like it's a real mock-up. If you take it away, you just basically have the mask template. And then his Silky Socks logo, you delete that out, add your logo right there. And then the background is just a white background. So on his, it tells you to add the design here. So we're gonna open up this layer. Let me stretch. Whoops. I basically just wanted to cover the whole mask. And now I'm going to drop in my design into the mask. So I can kind of readjust it now. So that way it fits. When I print my Silky Socks mask, I print it as a rectangle. I don't even use the cutout shape like this. So I just do mine as a 9x5. If you want to move it up and get all those pieces in there, you just play around with this until you get it where you like it. Okay. Let me turn the black strings back on. There we go. Then you go in, it's like, oh, I don't have a graduate. So let's go ahead and graduation girl. We're gonna go find us another girl. Let's go to images and then use your tools. Make sure you find a large so it's nice and clear. Of course, your customer will be sending you the picture of their graduate. Let's go with her. So I'm gonna do right click, copy. And then I'm gonna open up remove.bg. And then I'm gonna control V to paste it to remove the background. Using remove.bg, there is a free file that you can download. It is usually a lower quality. So if you look here, it says the image is 408 by 611 pixels. Okay, this is a condensed size. So if you're using it on something like a mask, or let's say like a keychain, maybe even a frame, something small, this file is okay. If you plan on blowing this up and putting it on a shirt, sometimes if the image is clear from the beginning, it'll be fine. But for me, if I'm going to give this to a customer and I'm charging them, we say $45, $50 for a shirt, I'm going to go ahead and pay for the larger version, because then I know it's going to stay nice and clear when I print it. It is 2,500 by 3745. The larger the number, the larger you can stretch it before it gets pixelated. Of course, you would have to sign in. I think each credit is like 99 cents, something like that. We can check the pricing. Let me see. Let me duplicate this tab. And let's just check the pricing so I can be sure. Oh, so here it is. So you can do a subscription plan or you can pay as you go. I normally buy the 10 credits for $9, so it's 90 cents. So if I was doing this order for a customer on a full print shirt, I would pay for the 90 cents for the clear image that's going to be much better quality. But since I'm just putting this on a little bitty mask, I don't need it to, and I'm not making this for anybody for real. But that 90 cents, that's going into your cost. So it's going to cost you 90 cents, but you're making a $45 shirt. So I feel like the 90 cents is worth it versus you blowing it up and making it big and then it's all pixelated and it doesn't look clear. So that's just a judgment call. That's on, you know, that's a personal preference. So let's drop her inside of there. We're going to move her off to the side a little bit. Let's shrink this one down a little bit. I know some people were asking the last time when I did the other file how the girl looked faded. So we're going to make a copy. We can do right click and duplicate. Okay, so there's our copy right there. I'm going to delete that one. Or we can just click on the girl and do Control J is the shortcut. All right, so let's move this one right there. Since she doesn't have anything that has words, you could flip her if you wanted to, but you don't really have to. And then you want to change the opacity. So over here, you can adjust it over here with the slider. And it kind of makes it look like she's faded into the background. Or you can use your number pad. So 9 is 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. And if you push 0, it's going to put it back to 100%. Let's see. That's 50% there. This one is kind of hard to see because the background is such a dark color. But you kind of get the idea right there. Okay, let's add some text. Grad 2022. Let's center it. I'm going to turn the font to white, and I think I used the Banger font last time. Okay, so we can kind of throw that somewhere on the mask. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and then she said, so now that I've made this mask and it's on this thing, how do I use it as the mock-up? So now I'm just going to hover over all of this. I only want this part. I only want the mask. So now I'm just going to Control C. Look like we're about to do the whole thing today, y'all. We ain't even going to need a live on Friday. Let me make a new page. I do mine on 8.5 by 11. You can do it vertical or horizontal. I only do it that size because I printed it out when I went to the show, and that's, you know, a regular size piece of paper. Let me just give me a background here. Solid. Let's make it black, or let's just do red for now so I can see it. And then I'm going to paste my mask. Okay. Whoops. So let's shrink it down, holding down holding down Shift. So that way it shrinks proportionate. And now I have a smaller version of the mask. I'm going to right click and group all of this together because I'm no longer designing. It's already made. Whoops. Okay, shrink it down a little bit more. Let me go back to my lanyard. I only want to select. Hold on. Sorry. I only want to select the lanyard, not the background. Right click, group it all together. Now do Control C to copy it. Bring it over here, Control V to paste it. And then let's shrink this one down. So now I got a lanyard, I have a mask, and somebody said do a shirt. I don't know if I have a shirt template on here. Let me see if I can think. Okay, I'm gonna do a shirt, but I'm not gonna do it all over. Let's just do, let's see. So if you wanted to make your own white shirt. So I'm gonna grab, you can get a white shirt that somebody is wearing, or you can just grab one. So we're on images, let's go to tools, size, just to kind of get in the habit of doing that. So here's a t-shirt, a white t-shirt. Let's right click, copy it. Let me take out the background. Because remember, this is just for a mock-up. We're just trying to make a flyer. I don't need to put my design on here. So let's download that. I'm going to design right here since I'm already right here. Let's do some text. Let me see, hold on. I might have a design on here. So I'm gonna go to the place tool. I should have the, oh, let's go here. I'm gonna pull in that 2022 design that I have. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to place it. I want to open it because I just want to pull a piece off. I don't want the whole design on there. So I'm going to open up his file. And I'm going to grab just this part of the design. That's all I want. Go back over here. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move this because I'm still going to design really quick. Paste it. Definitely shrink it down. Let's do 5. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to take that out because I don't even want the name of the school. Take his picture out because this ain't about him. So now here are my words. Let's go back to our lanyard. Let's go get a copy of our background again. Control C. Control V to paste it. I'm going to cover up that part. And let me see if I can drop it into my 2022. Where is it? So now I took that design, dropped it into the 2022. Now it matches the rest of my design. Let me go to this ribbon. I want to change this outline color from blue to, let's throw this pink color in there. All right, that's that. Let's go to this one. Let's bring this outline down just a little bit. It's a little bit thick, just a tad. Let me click on his name. That one is blue, so let me change it to the pink color. And close all that. Let's change the name. Ooh, Jayla. Let me go over here to my mask. So I'm going down to my mask, and I'm just going in here because I want to pull out that picture so I can throw the picture onto the shirt. So all right, so there, of course, that's way too big. Put her right there. Let's drop her down below the ribbon. So remember the layers, wherever you put her in the ribbon, she's going to be either, if it's below it, that means it's behind it. If it's on top of it, that means it's in front of it. So we're going to drop her below the ribbon. Now all of this is already grouped all together because that's how I brought it over here. So now it's on top of the shirt. Let's shrink it down. Whoops. I'm just going to take off the outline since I'm already putting it on the white shirt. My last one was actually, I'm just going to shrink the stroke down. So that's still probably bigger than it would normally look on the shirt. So let's do that. Now let's grab this and the shirt and group it together. Control G or right click and group. And let's shrink the shirt down just a little bit. So now I have my shirt. I shrunk that down, so let me go shrink down. And this, because I keep shrinking down the design, the outline is staying so wide. But on your design, you would have a totally different design that you would use to print. You wouldn't use this one to print. All right, that looks better, but that was annoying me. So here's my shirt. Boom. Here's my lanyard. Here's my mask. Let's slide this down a little bit. Let's kind of put it in the middle. There's the mask. There's the lanyard. Let's change the background because that color just doesn't match for us. So let's use our light pink color in the back. See how that looks. Let's do a gradient. We want to be a little fancy. Let's do that one. Nope. Nope. So I'm going to switch back. And I'm going to use the gradient and the effects. So I'm going to click on my background rectangle, click on effects, do the gradient because I can change the direction over here. Because I didn't want it to go side to side. So let me grab this pink. So if you want it to go that direction, you can make the gradient go this way. You can turn it into a circle. Flip the color so the white's on the inside, the pink's on the outside. If you want a little bit more white showing, you just adjust the gradient there. You can choose the radial one, which is very similar to, I honestly don't know the real difference between those two. But sometimes it looks a little different when you pick a different one. So let's just go with that one right there. All right, let's add some text. graduation bundle. All right, let's shrink this down a little bit. Let me change my font because I don't like that one. Let's make this black. And then put that there. That there. I'm just going to make a copy of this text. Shrink it down. T-shirt. Make a copy of that. This one's going to be $25. I'm just making up these numbers too. Let me center these two. Okay. Now I'm going to take both of these. I'm going to make a copy. So Control J, put it over here. Now I'm going to put mask. And this one's going to be, we'll just say $10. Grab those two, center it. Put it in the middle of my mask. Make another copy. Whoops. Bring it over here. And if you, like when you first grab your text, if you center align it, then when you start typing, it'll type out even or from the center. So the lanyard, we're going to say the lanyard is $15. Let's make a copy of this. Let's just say orders due by March 31st. Let's center align that. And then let me see if I can find my logo. I don't even know if it's on here. No, that's not even it. That's a background. Let's just go back to Silky. I'm gonna take his logo because mine isn't on Eric's computer. So copy that one. Throw your logo on there somewhere. If you want to add some contact information. If you want to, instead of putting individual prices, you can just do, if this is an actual bundle, then you can put the bundle price on there. Any other questions, anything? I wasn't even checking the chat. My bad. Oh, nothing. Anybody, y'all woke?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that BG background that you used, that application, the background removal application that you used, is that the same like in Canva?
I think it's a similar. So if you remove your images in Canva, the backgrounds, then you could just use that one from Canva and then pull your image over.
Okay, because I paid for the pro for Canva.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the same thing. Like I can remove the image, I can remove the background in here. It's going to take me a few more steps. I just use remove BG because this isn't a real order. So that's an option. I know Canva has one. I think Cricut now has an option. It can remove some backgrounds if they're not too complex. So wherever you're comfortable with removing the background, that's where I would recommend you doing it, and then just pulling your item into design. Then when you said that, I had an idea, a thought, but I can't remember what it was.
I got another question.
Go for it.
So with this bundle, would you make a graduation box as well? Would you?
Oh, your mic turned off.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can, yep.
Okay. I said with this graduation bundle, would you offer them a box, a graduation box as an add-on, or would you just throw it in?
So you could, so honestly, like I put these individual price, which I probably shouldn't have. I should have just put lanyard, mask, t-shirt like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I said graduation bundle. So then let me do a pricing. Hold on. So this is my bundle. And let's see, that was 25, 35, 45, that's $50 is what I put basically. So then I would just put a big price for the bundle there. Let me move this up. And so this is the pricing for those 3 items. If you decide to throw in a box, you can either build the price into the bundle. So let's just say your custom, how much is your custom box? Or would you charge?
I don't do no boxes yet. I don't know.
So let's just say if you were going to do a box, then you could charge, let's just say you'll do 20. So then you can make, you would make the bundle 70 and then maybe put on there includes a custom graduation box. Unless if you have the picture of the box, I don't have a mock-up for it. So if you have a mock-up of a box, you can put that on there so they know what it comes in. If you don't put it in the box, then you would just put your regular price that you would do. Maybe you get some gift bags to put it in if you don't want to make a box, because if you're going to make a box, that those custom ones that you're talking about, that's going to be more money that you need to add to the price, because you're going to customize that, and it's going to look nice though in that box.
All right. Thank you.
I did last year, not last year, 2019, because I did it for my little cousin, or no, 2020, because this is 2022. I took the Silky Bless box. I had like so many of those laying around from when I ordered his bundle packages, and I repurposed those boxes. And then that's what I put my graduation sets in. So you can do that. What else? Some people, I've seen people put them in gift bags. You can put them in there. If you got to mail them out, of course, then you can just put them in your poly mailers. Y'all go to stickermule.com, because they do have their poly mailers on sale right now, 50 for $29. If you're anything like me, I'm about to sign into like 3 accounts in order, because I need more than 50, but they are expensive. So, and they haven't been running that sale quite often. So I've been trying to stock up when I can. Anything else? Any other questions? But that's really all I did. Like, I know someone was asking about how I did the square. So basically I did a square. Let's make it the pink color. Whoops. Like that. And then I made a copy of it. So this is the top one. I pulled it up like this. And we can make that one black. And then where's my words for the mask? Let me just move this to the back. Let me move this down below it so I can see where it is. So I did like that. I took this, put that up there. Stretch this out just a little bit. Kind of gave this a little bit of depth, so it didn't look so flat laying on there. So you can either use like the 3D, or I like to use the bevel tool and just make it, oops. Did I grab it? Oh yeah. Make it like a pillow. So it kind of like, you see how once I added that bevel, that pillow to it, and I increased it, it kind of looked like it was jumping off of the page. So kind of look 3D. And I would take this, make a copy, put it over here behind the shirt, do the same thing. Like if you just want to add a little extra to it, this is definitely not necessary, but this is basically what I did when I created mine. Like there was no special template layout that I made. I just arranged the squares the way that I wanted them. Let me pull this down, it's too high up. And now this is too big, so I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit. Let me grab that, add a bevel to that. And do another one, drop it over here with the lanyard. So, and of course I would arrange these so they look a little bit nicer. I kind of just threw these onto the page. So pop that right there. Let's grab this. Let's grab the black, the t-shirt words. Whoops, hold on. Let's grab this background, the t-shirt, the words, and this black, and let's make it the same size as the lanyard one. So that way it kind of looks uniform. So we're gonna shrink all that down. And then grab this one, do the same thing, kind of make it. So basically like that, and that's all I did to really, that's how I made my flyer, just like that. So that's how those little tiles got onto my flyer. And if you want to line them up even, you can line them up like that. And boom, there you go. So your logo here, the price, orders are due by whatever the date is. If you want to say anything else, you can add your email, your website, a phone number, however you want them to contact you, because I would include something like that. So that way they know how to get in contact with you if they see your flyer somewhere else. And then if you have more items. So what I did, let's just say you increase the bundle. So you want to do 3 shirts. So let's just shrink that a little. Make a copy of it. So now this bundle, they know they get 3 shirts. So and then we're gonna give you 3 shirts. So we're gonna give you 3 masks. And all I did was just duplicate, Control J, make a copy of it. Now that one has 3 masks. So not 33. And then if you want to do 3 lanyards, you can do that as well. That one. And then of course, now that I increased everything to 3, now it's 150. Boom, there's my flyer.
Like, I know I can do this stuff.
Absolutely.
Because I overthink, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, just watching you do it, it's like,
it's like,
I do all of that stuff. Like, I can do all of that stuff, but you know, when you're thinking about it in the moment, it's like, okay, you know, but you make it, I mean, you do it so quick and make it look so easy, which it is, but you know what I'm saying?
And once you do this, so what I did, like, so when I made my first bundle, which my first bundle had everything in it. So it had the flag, the t-shirts, the mask, everything else. So I just took these here. Let me see if I have it saved on this computer. I don't know if I was on my computer or Eric's. No, I must have been on mine. So on my computer, what I did was I saved each one of these. So I went back, I made this 1 shirt, 1 mask, whatever it was. And I saved each one of these as 1 item. So I would do file export, save this as a JPEG, save this as a JPEG or PNG, whichever one, save this. and then I can build my bundles how I want to. So if this other bundle only has mask and lanyards, I already have this image saved as a single item. So I don't have to go back and recreate it every time I want to build a new bundle. Let me see if I can go find my bundles on Facebook so I can show you. Let's see, what did I save it as on here? Nope. Let's see. Let's type in grad, see what comes up. I don't see. Oh, there's a price list, y'all, from last like 2 years ago. I'm trying to see where I saved the. I know I uploaded my price list or the bundles that I posted this year. That's what happens when you post too much. Let me search my name. Let's go with most recent. See all. No. Okay, let's see. Oh, there it is. So you see how I saved each one of these tiles. So when I made the original flyer, where's the original one? Let me just copy this. So that way we can look at it over here. So I made that one, and then what was the other one? Come on. Oh, there it is. So let's copy that one. So on these, all I did was I made each one of these individual. So I made it with one fan, one shirt, one mask, one flag, one pillow, and then I saved it. And then when I went to build this bundle, all I had to do was duplicate it. Now I have two, so they know exactly what's in each bundle. But I have one of these little tiles saved for each one of those items. So that way I can go back and make a new flyer if I wanted to. If I said, oh, I want to do a flag, a pillow, and a fan, I can go make a new bundle without having to do all of that designing and work all over again. But that's basically how I built these two flyers. So any other questions? Jaylee, you still here? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, for your fan template, did you create that yourself?
So this one, that the website that we went to earlier, that Etsy shop, they actually do have it. But I honestly think I just Googled. Let me see. Most of the time, I'll just Google something and then just pull that image and draw my image on there. So I think that's all I did. I did this. And I found like this one right here. Well, that's going to take me to an Etsy shop, but let's see where theirs take me. And like I said, that Etsy shop, this one right here, they have every template that you can think of. But literally that fan is just a circle. Like I don't want to pay $4 just to use the oh, did it open? Just to use the mock-up, because I can't even do anything with it. So literally I just did this. I copied the image. Let me see if it has a white background. Let me delete that. Okay, it does. So I'm just going to go to remove BG because I don't want the white background. Okay, so now I'm going to download that, pull it back into Affinity. Let me grab the design background so we can drop it in there. Hold on, where is it? I need a copy of it. There it is. So I'm going to copy that, bring it back over here. So if you see this here is my remove BG image. And it says that this is an image. So if I drop this inside, it's going to drop inside of the square that's there. So it's not going to let me drop it into the fan. because it's not set up to be a template or a mock-up. So this is a circle. All I did was come over here. I made a circle that fit over the top of this without covering up the black, because I still want to show that black outline. So I'm going to get as close to the edges as I possibly can. Let me go up just a little bit. So now that circle is sitting on top of the fan that I just stole off of Google. I can drop this inside of there so it's all in one group. But now when I take my background and put it over it like that and drop it into that circle that I made, boom, now I got my fan. And I didn't have to pay $4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So some of the stuff, especially if it's like a circle, a square, a rectangle, you can get it and you can turn it into a mock-up if you want to. Some of them, like I said, like if I was to really be making those lanyards, I wouldn't try to make that into a template myself. I would go give them the $4 if I really wanted to have a mock-up of it. The same thing with the stole. I didn't want to have to recreate the stole because I wanted my design one here to look more, more realistic. Like I have the template that I designed with and it just looks like the two triangles, but I wanted it to look realistic. They already had the shadows put on it. I gave them the $4. The silky mask, that was free. The t-shirt one, I think I've had that one. I probably got it out of a free group somewhere. What was on the other template? The garden flag. I'm pretty sure this one was a Google image as well. And I just took a rectangle and put it on top and they already had the little pole there. I paid for this pillow one because as you can see all the shadows and all that, I just didn't want to recreate that. But if it's something simple and basic, you can pull the image off of Google and put a box or a shape over it so that way you can drop your design into it and save you a couple dollars. But if you like, I don't even want to do all that, then you pay the $4 and you got it forever. So now whenever I need that lanyard file, I've already paid for it. So now it's mine. The stole file, every time I use that, I pay for it. It's already mine. So the $4 is worth it because you're going to get to use it for mock-ups over and over and over. But sometimes you can do it like that fan one. That was super simple. And I literally did that in, a couple seconds, like a minute. Any other questions? Yeah, I got some good ones tonight. Oh, somebody in the chat. Thanks, I learned a lot, especially with Design and Affinity. You are welcome. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show. Let me see if it's gonna do it with this image. So let me zoom out. Oh, there. So let's get rid of, hold on, I do want this out of there, but I want to delete everything else. So that image, when I did the one with the girl and the background, so let's just say we're doing this for a high school, boom, it's already an image. You want to turn to blue, I just hit the blue, it turned to blue. Now the background is green. Now it's yellow. It's red. Back to pink. So whatever your school colors are, you want to switch it to match that. You just put this filter over it and it's basically adjusting the color for you. So you need a light blue. And now you can make this match to any, this could be your background for any high school that you want to use it for. Let's go with green. Now you might not be able to get the exact shade that you want, but it's a good starting point because then you can pull in the rest of the school colors when you do the words and all of the other stuff. So there's orange. Oh, I like that orange. Okay. Any other questions? Let me check the chat. No? Anything else y'all want to see?
So do you, here, your problem kid. So,
Nuh-uh, not at all.
So do you print from Affinity or you?
I print from Affinity, yes.
I don't use Affinity. I need to learn how to use it.
So I do print from, I design in here and I print from here. But even if I design somewhere else, like if I design in Silhouette, I'll still save and come print from here. So even if you design somewhere else, you get it to the size that you want it, pull it in here, and then you can print from here too.
Okay.
Where do you normally print from?
Silhouette. That's all I use right now.
Okay. So you have Affinity though?
I need to learn how to use it. I have it. Look,
Yeah,
I have it.
If you so if you want to design in Silhouette and then pull it over and print from Affinity, you can do that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you basically, let's delete that.
Can we see your printer settings?
Yes, mine aren't going to, because I print from a Sawgrass.
Okay.
So and then my other one is like a bigger Epson. Let me see if it'll even show up.
I just been having printer problems print from Affinity, so I was just, curious.
What printer do you use?
I have the Epson 2760.
2760. And what issues are you having with it, like when you print from Affinity?
Well, right now I'm having that, what they call it, is the piece of wheels, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. I have a 2750.
Those lines.
I don't use it for sub, but let's see. Where is more options? So in here, when you go into your more options, so this is the Epson 2750. I don't know if the settings look exactly the same, but you want to make sure you turn the high speed off. So that's usually turned off. If you continue to get the pizza wheels, you might want to change your paper. Because I know people before, there's like the A sub, the 120 gram and then the 125. When they switched between the two, they noticed that they had less issues with it. So you might want to try switching paper. Which paper are you using right now?
Yeah, I saw that. I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube and then looking into different groups for the crafting. But I've been using the BG paper.
Okay, so which, I mean, I know a lot of people use it and don't have those issues. I use it in my Sawgrass too. So have you turned off the high speed?
Yeah, I turned off the high speed. I even deleted the printer, added back, but I think I'm gonna have to probably delete the driver and add it back again. And then it was saying something about the density. I finally found where that was because I have a Mac. So
see, you print for Mac. So Chastity's not even on here. Post that question in the group and make sure you put that you have a Mac, because she prints from Mac, and I know she told me the settings are different on the Mac than they are on the Windows computers.
Yeah.
So because like on this one, I think with the BG, you're supposed to print, you put on plain paper.
Yeah, I had it on plain paper.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, post that one in there, because she's not even on the Zoom right now, but I know she prints from Mac and she prints from multiple softwares as well. So she probably could help answer that. And Jocelyn, you use Mac too?
No,
Oh.
No.
They all in a group.
I do have a question though.
Go for it.
I notice like whenever what I'm trying to do is like if I'm designing in Affinity and I print from Affinity, and just say I'm doing like subbing on glitter or something like that, or using Easy Subly. Well, whenever I take that, is it better for me to just save it and then print and cut over in Silhouette? Because I've noticed that the measurements can, will.
So when you
one and then take it over.
When you print it and then you cut it by hand to line it up on the paper, or do you print directly onto like the Easy Subly?
Well, no, I'm usually putting it, I'm not cutting by hand. I'm usually putting it in the Silhouette and let Silhouette cut it.
So your paper too? Like when you print out the sublimation paper?
Yeah. Well, I'm not, well, no, I don't. That's one of the questions. I just print out the paper. Like I don't print it in. I'm trying to think what I'm saying, because the reason why I asked is because I just made some shirts for a couple, that has the married since, one of them had 20, the other one had 01 on the other shirt. So I was printing out of Affinity, like printing the pictures or whatever out of Affinity. And then I would go over to my Silhouette and put that same design into Silhouette and cut my whatever, my glitter or my easy subly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it would be off. The size would be off. So I was just asking, would it be better for me to just usually once I do the design, save it, and then do the whole print and cut in Silhouette like that in order to get the sizing right?
So usually what I do, like what I did in the sub on glitter class and exclusive with D, is I cut it. Wherever you do the design at, that's fine. Take it over to Silhouette, have it to the size that you want it to be, cut it, and then check your measurements, because sometimes when you pull it from one software to another, it may adjust the size. So if it's 3.9 by 2.5, then you pull it back to Affinity and then make sure those measurements are exactly right. Like you don't have any extra outlines or anything, and then print it from Affinity. Because when I did it in the exclusive with D class, I cut from Silhouette, or I cut from a different software, and then I printed it from Affinity. But I cut my piece first, got those measurements, and then brought it back to Affinity and made sure those measurements matched, and then I printed it.
Okay. Were you cutting on your GCC?
I don't remember in the class if I did either the GCC or the Silhouette. I think I might have did the Silhouette in the class though.
Okay.
I think in that class
I was just asking, because I was having that issue, and I was just wondering if I cut it in GCC, with those measurements pretty much.
So yeah, go to the cut software first, size it up, cut it, and then take those measurements and then bring your design back to Affinity and resize it in Affinity. That's the way that I do it.
All right.
And then also if you do a darker shirt, you can actually make, like if you are going to do like sub on glitter on black or easy subly on black,
right?
If you do a offset, but you want the offset to be inside a little, so normally you do like a 0.01 offset to go to the outside. If you make the glitter cut a little bit smaller, if your sublimation bleeds over the edge, it won't matter because it's going to bleed onto the black. And then that way you don't have that issue of trying to line it up exactly perfect. It doesn't really work when you do it on a light color shirt, because we'll see it temporarily until they wash it on like a pink or yellow. But usually when people want sub on glitter or something, or easy subly like that, they usually want a darker color shirt. So you can undercut the glitter or the easy subly. So then when you put the sublimation paper over it, it's bigger than that area. And I do the same thing when I do my layering on vinyl, because you trap the glitter, you trap the vinyl inside. So because once you heat up that vinyl, it's going to shrink a little bit. So even if you do it the exact same size and you do even that little 3 seconds, it's automatically going to shrink. And when you line it up, even a centimeter off, you're going to be able to see it.
Right.
So if you do a dark shirt, then you just do an undercut and then you lay it over it, and then the bleed, it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? I guess I can stop sharing this because y'all don't need to see that. Oh, it's a lot of y'all up in here. How y'all get in here? Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Any other questions or anything else you want to see? I can share the screen again. Is Jayla still in here or she left? Oh, she gone. Nothing. That's it, y'all. Y'all done?
Thank you.
Y'all done got me through my whole shift at work. I ain't served not one customer.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. So I'm gonna save this. Oh, let me stop recording. Or let me pause the recording. I don't know.